Wait, why is it David Emwell? It should not be. I did not title it that. There we go. Okay, there we go. Got it live on there.
All right, let me can you text me the link?
What link?
For the Discord. So I could tell people to watch it.
Oh,
Shit.
the stream stuff. Got you.
Is this going live or like
Oh,
you
wait,
just
oh, I
you're
have it live
recording
right
it?
now. By the way, just say no. No one's in it.
Oh, you're live right
No one's
now?
in it. I just have it. But yeah,
Okay, that fire.
here.
Yeah, send me the
Oh shit.
if you can just send me the link so I could like put it on my story and shit, tell people to watch.
Yeah, let me get the actual link tree, and not the like Instagram link one.
And then how do you put Discord on Do Not Disturb?
It
I know
should
you
be
said
like
that.
if you click on the little emblem, like it should be like a little dot, colored dot next to your name in the bottom left corner. Like if you were to go into just regular tabbed out mode.
Mhm. Let's see. Uh, I mean, I'm too old for that. I don't know how to do this shit.
You're all good. I don't think I doubt anyone's gonna like be sending calls notifications and stuff.
No, yeah, no, yeah. I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, my laptop is just on Do Not Disturb anyway. Okay, for sure.
Okay,
Let
just
me.
sent that link. Gonna announce that we're live, and then I don't know. Once we get like five-ish viewers in here, a few viewers in here, then we'll start everything.
Okay, so you want me to post? Wait, so what? Where are you going live? Like YouTube and
YouTube, Twitch, and
Discord and
Kick, all
shit? Or?
three. Just tell them
Okay, for
search
sure.
Cole has on, like if you want to like say search Cole has on whatever, or you can just include that link tree, and it should have all of them.
Just do the. It's crazy all this tech, bro. My bad. We just dropped the video too, so
You know,
I'm like scrambling, I'm getting all these messages and
you're all
shit.
good. There we go. And then
All right.
okay, perfect. Now let me just double check over here.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna put this on my story.
Oh, good.
Look at the camera real quick. Pose.
Let's see. Should be online. There we go.
And then now we live. All right, but I'm stream it.
There we go.
All right, but I'm gonna post this right now.
You know, and again, thank you for
I just
hopping on for this and for like helping
Nah,
with like
bro, of
putting it out,
course.
promo and everything. Always appreciate that.
Bro, I got you. Bro, I know how it is. And we gonna talk. But you can hear me good
You
though.
know, your mic's perfect. I'm just trying to remember for myself to like be speaking up and talking because the last one I did, I watched it back and I'm like, voice is a little bit too quiet.
Yeah, it's all good. But yeah, bro.
Well, I guess
Whenever you're ready. But if you want to,
yeah. We'll just get started. Wait for people to trickle in. They'll get the good stuff. And so
hell yeah.
let me just pull up notes real quick and then get into it. So, just want to say thank you, Emwell, for hopping in, doing third episode, talking with people. Special guest today, Emwell. Thanks for joining me.
Yo, here, shout out Cole, running the culture in the underground. Hey, my boy. I'm also really happy to be here too,
No,
bro. So I really appreciate it.
you know,
Got to figure this out.
just want to say congrats with the Dom Corleo vid just dropped. Watched that like right before hopping in here and thought that was like just really fun. Have been having like so much fun watching the like well series. So like I was just really curious. Was that
Yeah,
something that like OGM asked of you, or is that something that like you like had a vision for and like really sought out to like see through?
yeah. So I've always had like a vision of having like my own segment, interview series with artists and shit like that. But I was just like really taking my time with it and like just try to figure out the concept. Because I really wanted to take my time and I didn't want to just like force it yet. And especially like before, like with my older content, like before the fan shit and just interviewing fans, like I was kind of just making that my whole play. I mean the artist interviews were cool, but I really wanted to focus on the fans first. But like once that got played out a little bit, then OGM started to push me to like, we got to figure out like what you can do with artists. And it took me a long time to it took me a decent amount of time to like figure out what kind of concept it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of just came together. But all the creative direction, all the scripts, like it's all me. And then obviously, I have my production team, director to help me out, editor to help me out, and they all help me make it happen.
Yeah.
So
So you're saying all the creative choices like are on your end, right? So with the
yeah, for sure.
oh
Go
no, I was
ahead.
just gonna say, so like with that, like one thing that's always really interesting with me with that is the white background. Was that like I feel like that can like bring out like something in an interview that you just don't get with like maybe in front of a crowd or just in like a more comfortable situation. So like, what do you find like having that like more liminal like background brings out of a guest?
Yeah, I think so that was like really my director's idea.
Mm-hmm.
His name's if y'all know Sam, he edits and films pretty much everything on the OGM channel. He does everything like by himself pretty much. All the videos you see on YouTube, all edited by him, all filmed by him. He does all
Mm-hmm.
that shit. And I think he obviously has like more of an eye for like what the production will look like and like what the setup will
Mm-hmm.
be. And we kind of just went with a white background because we felt like the aesthetic was enough. Like just just me, my hair is already colorful. Like my sweater vest
Yeah.
and just what I'm wearing is already enough for the show. So we kind of just wanted the white background. I don't know. I honestly can't really remember how they even came together, but I'm pretty sure that was his idea to make
Mm-hmm.
it like that.
And so then, like, what I was saying, like, with that, what do you find like brings like out of like when you're interviewing people like with that like blank background, like, what do you find like it brings out of them or kind of like exposes them? Because I'm sure like the interviews are much longer than just like those 10-minute like edited down we see on
Yeah. I think, I think we really just wanted to go for like the therapeutic
mm-hmm,
vibe. Like it's just me and the artist in one room,
mm-hmm,
and we're kind of just, you know, we're just trying to get comfortable with each other, and we're just trying to, uh, like I don't really know how to explain the vibe, but it's just
mm-hmm.
like so like the inspiration is supposed to be like counseling, therapy, and we feel like the white background was kind of just a relaxing feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a safe space. Like this is like I can imagine like a safe space is just like bright. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you're kind of like in heaven all, you know. Even if it's not really heaven, obviously. I mean, shit, you're stuck in the room with me. I don't think that's heaven, but
No, but like it seems like a really fun experience. The one thing I love about like all of it is I feel like you get to really show more of the personal side with the artist, but as well like I feel like we get to
Mhm.
see like a side of you. And like what do you think like doing those like interviews like really brings out of you like as well as like not just the artist.
It's funny because the character that I play, the show is just not me at all,
Mhm.
and I think, and this is the first time I'm like really saying this to anyone, but it's a sneak peek of what I really want to do in the future, and I really want to be in films, and I really want to be in TV
Yeah.
shows. So I'm kind of acting like a character, like someone that I'm not. Like you've met me in person before, bro. So when I'm at a show, when I'm talking to people, I'm goofy, I'm loud, I'm like everywhere. But in the show, I'm kind of just like, well,
Hmm.
blah blah blah. I am monotone. I'm dry. This is what is going on. I'm a robot. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So I'm kind of acting like a character. Acting. It's like a paradox. I'm not. I'm trying to be something that I'm
Hmm.
not. You know.
Yeah.
So that's where the concept kind of came from. I'm really just playing a character,
Hmm.
and like I mean and I think the vision is just I want to bring more out of the artist too.
Hmm.
And also like a lot of the artists that I've interviewed, I'm actually friends with. And so they already know the real me kind of. Like they already know I'm not dry. They know I'm not actually
Hmm.
monotone. So I think that's kind of like the joke too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that, do you have any plans, or like is there any way that you'd want approach it differently if you were to have a guest that like you weren't already familiar with? Is that like something in the works?
No, I think once the show builds up, and I think that's just what the vibe is going to be like. Because I kind of do want to keep it that way. I kind of do want to keep it like because another thing too is I see hate comments too, like being like, oh, why is this interviewer so dry?
Yeah.
Like this guy sucks, basically. And I've seen that a lot, and I think it's funny because uh, my new supporters have a different perception of me
Yeah.
now because now that's their first impression of me is I'm just this dry monotone dude. But then when you come meet me in person, I'm just the total opposite. Just funny and like, but also those hate comments make me feel good because that means I'm playing the character the right
Hmm.
way. That means I'm doing a good job. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. What was your question again? My fault. I fucking backtracked. My
Oh
bad.
shit.
Sidetrack.
I guess unplanned, and then also like if like even though like you said it wasn't planned, is there any like different approach that you would like take with doing the interview style with a guest that you weren't already familiar with, or is that something that you would just try and like give them the full
Oh yeah,
experience?
yeah. No, I remember. Yeah, so I mean, I'm just gonna try to keep the character going and just see because obviously that's not actually who I am. So I'm just gonna keep that character going. I mean, there are times like in the show where I will break
Mm-hmm.
character, and I kind of purposely show that. I have my editor purposely
Yeah.
show me breaking character and shit because I just think it's funny. But I mean, I'm just gonna keep that character going because obviously, like when people see me in public and shit, I'm just not that person at all. I kind of want to stick with that only on my show.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm in person, I don't want to be that person at
Yeah.
all,
No.
obviously. But, but like I said, like when I do that shit, it's really just more so to make the artist look good too.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, in interviews, I don't talk a lot
Yeah.
either. I'm literally just telling them what to do. I'm asking them a question, and then they answer it however they want to, and then I barely do anything after
Yeah.
that. So that's the
Yeah.
vision.
And it's really interesting, like you bring that up, because I feel like a lot of like the concert and like just general like music interview space people like of the past were like it's usually like even currently it's still not like much to do. There isn't like much of a character. There isn't much like screen time for yourself. So how did you really like manage to
Yeah.
like build up a community and like kind of have your own image, have your own brand while like doing that style of content that doesn't really like lend well to that?
I mean, man, you know, I think the number one thing is just I'm just a fan, just like everybody
Mm-hmm.
else. You know what I mean? Like I'm just because I always was, you know, even before this content shit, before everything I'm doing right now, like me making videos and shit with artists and fans, I was that kid in line, you know, waiting for hours to go watch my favorite artist. I was, you know, commenting on every rapper's pictures. I was DMing No Jumper every day. I was DMing fucking all these rap pages, you know, and engaging with the community. I was in these Reddit pages.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing the same shit, and I think that's kind of how I built a community is because like the culture knows that I'm really one of them, and I'm not just out here just trying to, you know, get clout. You know what I mean? Even if if some people online may think that I'm trying to do this shit for clout, but really I'm just one of y'all, and like I'm just a big fan of the culture and just a big fan of music.
And so, like, with this being your job, I'm sure it's like something that can get like pretty difficult at times. So, like, how do you remain a fan while still having this like be your responsibility, have this be the thing that like is the reason you're alive and like paying rent. You know what I mean?
Yes. Bro, I couldn't tell you, bro. I just do
Mm-hmm.
it. I've said this before, but following your dream is the hardest thing you can do.
Mm-hmm.
But it pays off because you live off of it and you're just having a good time also. But I mean, I really couldn't tell you, man. Just do it.
Yeah.
Like that's like my real genuine human advice. It's just I feel like I was always destined for this and I was always built to be where I'm at right now. And I always kind of knew that I was gonna end up being here.
Mm-hmm.
Even if those dark times I felt like giving up
Yeah.
and I didn't want to do this anymore, there was always that like 1% hope where I was just like, I'm gonna get to where I'm at now, you know?
Yeah. What would you say that first moment was like when you realized like this was like your dream, like that the position you're in like now was like where you wanted to be?
That's a good question. I don't know if I have like any particular
Yeah.
moments. I think it's like a combination of, kids online messaging me saying I inspire
Mm-hmm.
them, or I meet a kid at a show and they're like, bro, like I love your work and I love your videos and I appreciate you. I think just the acknowledgement from others and just me knowing that I'm making a positive impact,
Mm-hmm.
on people's lives, however much I can. For me to even just be an inspiration to other people is fucking crazy to me because I'm really just like I said, I'm really just one of y'all. I'm really
Yeah.
just another fan. I'm really just another dude in the pits. Even if I'm not in the pits like that anymore, but you know what I mean.
You know, and I think that's like a big part of like why people like you I think like have been able to connect and like stand out like as an interviewer. But I guess one thing that I always enjoyed is like you also like went to college, you graduated. And so starting like just kind of like
Yeah.
going through your journey, starting off in college, your internship was with a radio station, correct?
Yes, I
1090?
it's crazy. Yes, my 1090 in San Diego. That was the first that was the true start
Mm-hmm.
of my career path. I went to Palomar College. I'm from San Diego, California, so I went to this community college, and I joined this digital broadcasting
Mm-hmm.
program. And so I was just taking all these radio, television classes, and I was like more so into radio because I think like once I got to that program, I started to realize like I was like, damn, you know what? I kind of want to be a radio host because I love talking about shit. I love talking about football,
Mm-hmm.
basketball, wrestling, fucking yeah, like sports, like just like or just
Yeah.
anything, bro. I love talking music, obviously, but my first passion was really
Yeah.
sports. So I ended up interning for this radio station called the Mighty 1090, and it was for this show called the Scott and BR Show. These two legendary radio hosts who have had a show for like decades
Yeah.
long. Big show for the San Diego sports world. And I ended up interning there because I was really good friends with someone from high school, and his mom was already working at the radio station, so she kind of made that play for me. Her name's
Mm-hmm.
Allison, and I will appreciate her for that because she put me in that position, and I'm just really grateful that she did that for me because that was really the true beginning of all this shit.
Yeah.
So I interned for them, and she made that play for me, and she also knew I was in that radio program, so it just matched perfectly, and so I was there for 3 years, nearly 3 years, and yeah, I was there for 3 years. That's crazy to think about. That was like my first big dream to be a sports radio host.
Mm-hmm.
That was my like that was Emwell's first dream. Like, or not first dream.
Yeah.
Obviously, before I wanted to be a basketball player, that wasn't going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, but I think like the first quote unquote realistic dream was to be a sports radio host.
And
Yeah,
I just wanted to go
crazy.
back to the one point you said about how like you couldn't be a basketball player. When I was looking back through your Facebook, I had seen that you had actually, if I'm correct, made a game-winning shot at some point in your basketball career.
Yes, I have. I'm. Hey, hey, don't play with me. I have multiple game winning shots,
Multiple.
bro. I had that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but that's when you went through my Facebook. But yes,
Hmm.
I did have a game winning shot. I forgot when that was,
Hmm.
but yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, and I know exactly what you're talking
You know, I just saw like five people like replying about it. I was like, it'd be a fun thing to bring up.
about. You really went through my Facebook, bro.
No,
You're
of
crazy.
course. And so then, like, how'd you end up transitioning from like sports to music?
So it always went hand in hand. I feel like most music fans and sports fans are all this. It's like it's always like
Hmm.
this. Plus, like I just think hip hop culture and like athletes have always just been, it's just always meshed well together.
Yeah.
But I mean, sports and music were always like my first two like real passions. I mean, obviously, when I was a kid, I only played basketball. By the way, the only sport I played ever in my life was
Mm.
basketball. So I was already a big, basketball fan. Everything was about basketball. Loved Kobe, favorite player ever. Like huge Lakers fan. Watch every Lakers game. Same thing with football. Super big Chargers fan. Unfortunately, um, but yeah, big football fan. And then there was always just music too. Like I remember, I got a lot of my music taste in the beginning from my
Hmm.
sister because when I was a kid, like she was like in high school and she was always listening to early 2000 shit like Eminem, Backstreet Boys, Pink, fucking what else? Who else was my sister? Mariah Carey, like all these early 2000s people. But the one that really caught my attention was Eminem.
Hmm.
And that was like the first that was like my first impression of just music in general. Is Eminem was the very first artist that I really listened to.
Hmm.
I was like, I can't remember what age I was, but I was really young. But yeah, I think it's always just been sports and music for me.
Yeah.
That's really good.
And so then, from that, are you still in San Diego, or have you like relocated over to LA?
No, so I moved to LA
Hmm.
like nearly 3 years ago. Yeah.
And
Um,
yeah,
I was I think I moved here in like early
yeah,
2021. I'm really bad with bad short term
yeah,
memory, so I can't even remember when I actually moved. I think it was like September 2021 I officially moved to LA. Because I mean, well, we can get into that later,
yeah,
but it was because like well I was planning on moving to LA anyways, but it was like when OGM hired me
yeah.
like full time, and then I'm here, which was a crazy moment. But yeah, so I lived in San Diego my whole life pretty much,
You know.
but now I'm in LA.
And so like, did you? I know like it's more of like an East Coast thing, I'd say, where like there's that like LA culture shock. Did you also run into that moving even just like from San Diego to LA, or like how was that adjustment?
Yes, yeah, I mean, weather-wise, food-wise, not that well. Actually, that's not true.
Hmm.
There is a big difference in food, but that's a whole different conversation. But weather-wise, I mean, obviously the atmosphere was like the same. I just think anything creative, musically, not just musically, bro. Literally anything in LA is just way more popping out
Yeah.
here. I think San Diego is just a chill ass city, which is great. That's home forever. It's like it's more like chill beach, just literally just chilling, and then LA is just like network, crazy, crazy,
Yeah.
event, fashion, all this shit. So that's like the main difference. But there's definitely, I mean, I was kind of used to the culture shock because when I was younger, I would always drive to LA to go to rap
Yeah.
concerts and then drive back to San Diego like the same day type
Mm.
shit. Or like whatever event was going on in LA, I'll drive from San Diego to LA and then just go back.
And and so then like you were saying
Yep.
like the LA, it's a ton of like hustle and bustle. You were saying you were doing a lot of like early like events like networking and stuff. Even got the chance, if I'm correct, to dap up Tana Mojo. So like what is it like shifting
Whoa, that's crazy. Oh my God. What? How the fuck do you know about that? That's crazy. Yeah, Jojo, that's the
you know
homie.
you
She
so what was that?
was like one of the first.
Yeah,
Was
you
that?
just want to tell that like story.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, so she was. That's super random. I can't. I forgot about that. By the way. because I think meeting Tanner Mojo was one of the first like, wow, I'm really in LA right now type shit. Because when you're in LA, bro, you meet, you go to the fucking, you go get food somewhere and like you be in line and it's just like, oh, what the fuck, like this is blah blah blah, like random LA celebrity or like random big time celebrity. So she had an event at this venue called 1720 downtown downtown in LA. She had an event, and this was like my first like couple weeks in LA working for OGM.
Hmm.
So I actually got to like meet her because I think I snuck like backstage or some shit. And so like I ended up talking to her, and she was really fucking cool. And she was also, I don't know if you ever watched the show Shameless.
Clips.
She was with Carl from Shameless.
Oh, the show. No. Oh, I thought you were
Carl
saying her
from Shameless.
podcast. Oh, I haven't seen that show.
Oh, so yeah, definitely check it out. But like, he's like one of like the kids on the
Hmm.
show called Shameless, and he was with her, and so I interviewed both of them at the same time, and I basically asked her who her favorite rappers were. And she was like Kodak, Drake, and then like she said Jack Harlow because Jack Harlow be sliding in her DMs. That's what she told me. And so and so I posted that TikTok, and it kind of went up.
Hmm.
It didn't go as viral as I thought it would, but it still did like pretty good numbers. So I guess that was like one of like my first content pieces for the OGM
Hmm.
channel, which was very random. Like I had a clip with Tandem. I need to watch that back by the way because I don't even remember. Because also just just how I used to interview people too was like a little like goofy and shit and just not as organized. But yeah, that's crazy you brought that up. Yeah, I did meet Tana Mojo. It's
And then
wild.
just to like add on before I get back to the original question, because I just remembered another crazy moment. If I remember correctly, dressed up as Dora meeting Sneeko. Like that just came into my memory.
Bro, what?
I just remembered that.
How do you know this? Oh, good lord! This was last Halloween. Yes, last Halloween. This was also another crazy lord, Violet Myers, who ended up becoming like one of my really good friends. But she had a Halloween party, and it was just like it was like. But the thing is, it wasn't a big party though. Like she only invited like friends, you know, her porn star friends,
Yeah.
influencer friends, and I happened to be one of them. Which was crazy. And Sneeko showed up. He was with what are those boys? Steiny.
Oh, Nelk.
Um, yes, the Nelk people. Sneeko pulled up with Steiny and the other dude. I forgot what
Hmm.
his name was. But it's funny because I brought DC the Don with me too and his friends. So I brought them to Violent Myers party and that was just a crazy night. But yeah, meeting Sneeko was crazy because Sneeko is actually one of my not the Sneeko now, but the Sneeko before
Yeah.
inspired me a lot what I do right now because his videos helped me a lot. But yeah, I did meet Sneeko in a Dora outfit. That was a pretty big what the fuck.
But so like again, so back to the original question with like with all these like crazy events always going on with like these highs like that, but then also obviously like lows. Being like with mental health being such an important thing, like how have you been able to like handle that and like push on and like advice that you'd have for anyone else who's like kind of getting into the position of like getting further in their career and like starting to get overwhelmed with everything.
Absolutely. And you know, I'm very big on mental health and you know, I like not to get super deep. I mean, I will get deep,
Get
but
as
it's
deep as you
like
want.
I have oh yeah, I mean I've struggled so much with my own mental health and I've you know I've been through those dark times where you know there were moments where you know I was going to end my life. There's been a few times where I almost you know I really almost killed myself like
Mm-hmm.
real shit from like from the years 2019, the years 2018 to like 2020. Those were like some of the darkest
Mm-hmm.
times of my life. And I think my advice for people who's going through such a dark time, and trust me, bro, I know what it feels like to wake up and like not want to be here. I know what it feels like uh, to make a video and you feel like nobody gives a fuck, and you're you know you're just discouraged. And I know what it feels like to be in that dark place, but I just think, man, like it's cliche and corny as fuck, but there really is light at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
tunnel if you really just keep it pushing. Because one thing people gotta remember too is you're a day closer every day to where you want to be. And that is like the one thing that really kept me going. It's just like, all right, like you just gotta focus on how you're gonna survive today.
Mm,
When you do that, bro, shit gets so much easier. And I just think, staying present has really helped me a
yeah.
lot too. Once you apply that to your life, just staying present and just being here and focusing on how to survive today, you're gonna be
Hmm.
fine. Because the universe doesn't give you anything that you can't
Yeah,
handle.
no. And like once you've kind of like, oh
But
sorry, no, you keep going. My bad.
oh no, I wasn't gonna
Oh,
say
okay.
anything. But
I was gonna say like once you really like do get to that point where like you've kind of like found that light and like getting through, like how do you find yourself like staying on task and like really like keeping like locked in on like on like yourself, your wellness, and your goals?
man, you just gotta
You
not to get fucking not to I know not to switch the vibe,
know,
but you just gotta thug it
you
out,
know.
bro. You really just gotta thug it out,
Hmm.
man. I don't really know what else to say. You gotta thug it
Yeah,
out, lock in, and spread good energy too.
yeah.
I think that's why I always knew I was gonna be okay. See that's another
Hmm.
thing. That's another thing I want to bring up is no matter how bad shit got for me, I always was always spreading good
Yeah.
energy. I never projected that shit. And that's what a lot of people fucking do. They use their trauma, they use what they were going through, and they push it on to other people, and that's their excuse of like treating people
Hmm.
terribly. I always just kept it positive, bro, with other people. Like no matter how I felt about myself, I was going through, I always was just being genuine and spreading good energy. That's how I always knew I was gonna be okay
You know.
also.
And so like always like having that good energy like when bad stuff does happen to you. I think it's like me personally it can be so easy to just like go ahead and just burn bridges and just like let how you feel. So like how do you kind of like control yourself like in those situations, and like how important is it like really like not burning, you know what I mean, not burning those bridges when you're trying to be successful in this space?
For sure. I mean, I think good question, man. I just think it just comes from experience too. Because I mean, I've had my share of dark moments, and I've had my share of dark times, and it also just teaches you discipline too. And like I said, bro, like a lot of people project their what they're going through on other people. You just have to have discipline and just not project that shit on other people,
Yeah.
bro. Just gotta just stay true to yourself and just continue spreading good energy as much as you can. That's really just what it
You
is.
know, and I really like how like you continue that like spreading good energy in the mental health and incorporating that like intentionally or unintentionally into like the well series. So like with some of those like practice,
No,
yeah, no, definitely.
it's for sure like incorporated
Hmm.
in that. But not to cut you off.
You know, so like I see a lot of like genuine like wellness and like mental health like practices like done in that in the like interview series, or some of those things that like you do yourself like to help with your stress, like whether it be like the putting it in the box or like the letter to yourself in the future.
So a lot of the inspiration comes from my sister because she's actually a licensed
Oh.
therapist. And so she kind of like showed me. She actually gave me some ideas on like certain activities too. I think the main inspiration behind all that shit is well, like first of all, journaling is just really healthy. Like writing your thoughts out on paper and just speaking your feelings out and shit. I've definitely done that in the past. I still do that. I still have like a notepad and I still like write down whatever bothered me for the day or like uh just like anything. That's why I kind of start off with the show with like, well, what's on your mind? I try to give them the freedom to just speak whatever's literally on their mind. Like, oh, I feel terrible today. Oh, I feel good. Oh, just got back from tour. I'm happy. But yeah, a lot of a lot of that came from just my sister and X too. X was a big reason like why I got a lot of inspiration from that
Mm-hmm.
because he taught me X taught me how to journal, which is crazy to even say,
Mm-hmm.
bro. because I remember X made a Snapchat video when I was using Snapchat at the time. He made this like video on. He's like everyone. I need all my fans to get a notebook and just write your thoughts out on a piece of
Mhm.
paper. And I remember after watching that in like 2017, that shit changed my life because I really did do that
I know.
shit.
Like I know he's been like a huge artist for you, and you said like I'd even seen like one of your old TikToks you had. I even read his book. So like kind of like I'd
Yeah.
never read that. Don't know much about it. Like what do you feel like you gained from that, or like lessons in general that you learned from X as a whole that like should that could carry over for a lot of people?
And, oh man, I mean, X was just. I mean, I we could do a whole episode of just me talking about how X inspired me and shit. But I just think his overall story, taught me a lot of. His story taught me a lot of empathy
Hmm.
and understanding that not everything is black and white,
Yeah.
and uh, that it's just. I mean, just the effort he put in to really turn his life around really changed me also. And like your mistakes really just don't define an entire person.
Hmm.
And like I said, it's just not black and white. So that kind of inspired me a lot too, because obviously I'm not a perfect person either. Where you're not a perfect person. We all have shit under. We all have shit that we've done. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And you just have to have empathy for other people. I think that's the main thing that X taught me is you have to have empathy for other people because he's been through a lot himself
Yeah.
too.
No, definitely. And just like seeing him like being such a artist who like died at such a young age and like probably being like as into him as you like were, how was that like, because I'm sure that was at a time where you were starting to like really push for your career stuff and like kind of you're around the same age as him, if I'm like, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes, for sure. Man, fuck, man. Yeah, I mean, it's finding out that he passed away was like such a crazy day. And I was listening to him as I found out too. I was at the gym, and that was just a crazy day. And like to even say that that was like 5, 6 years ago is
Hmm.
fucking insane. And I remember going to the memorial too.
Yeah.
It was Adam 22 hosted it. Just funny enough, I finally talked to Adam the other day.
Yeah.
And it's just weird how like shit works like
Hmm.
that. But yeah, I hosted like an ex memorial in LA, and
Hmm.
like I right like the day after he passed away, and then went to that, and that was just a crazy experience.
Hmm. And so like kind of
Yeah, but yeah,
yeah.
that's one of my biggest inspirations of all time. Like I'm wearing a hoodie right now, but I got the tree tatted on me.
Oh, sick.
Shit.
What are the bracelets?
Yeah. So this bracelet, read it, but
Hmm.
it's
Oh,
long
sad.
live
Oh,
sad
summer
frost.
frost.
Long live Sad
Oh, sad
Frosty, and
frost.
then this is just an Emwell
Oh,
bracelet.
cool.
Or my bad, an Emwell bracelet. My friend made me. My friend Katie made both of
You know.
these. Shout out to Katie.
Sad Frosty was an artist I had a niche connection with too. He was like I didn't get into underground rap until like like was it 2 years ago? Like freshman year of college was really when I got like actually like into like underground rap stuff. And so Sad Frosty,
Yeah,
like I randomly found off of like a meme page with ADHD freestyle when it was at like 10,000 streams on like SoundCloud, and I was obsessed with him. I to this day he's still my his like the ADHD freestyle logo as a smiley face is still as my Steam profile picture.
nah, dude, he's fucking
Mhm.
hilarious, bro. And like, I like that you brought up the ADHD freestyle because like that shit was just such a moment
Mhm.
in time, especially for that era. I forgot what like because he really people don't give Frosty credit. Frosty and DC were like really such big like they were like staples for that beginning of like 2017 2018 era. They were very well a part of that
I
shit.
feel like people kind of
Frosty
oh yeah,
too
sorry.
because it's fucking funny. The clout rap
Mhm.
people. Shit was funny.
It's kind of funny looking back. Like, at least me personally, I don't know if this was the majority, but I had known DC the Don as like Sad Frosty's friend at the like. I think that's kind of if I'm right or am I wrong on like the numbers at the time, where it was kind of like who was like
You know, I mean, Frosty is how I mean, that's not too far because I feel like, I mean, they're both kind of coming up
mhm.
together, but Frosty is how found out about DC,
you know.
obviously, because they were just together all.
But like seeing across like all these ages of like underground, like what's it been like seeing it evolve and like going from the fan to now kind of the curator in a way.
Um, I mean, it's like I said, I mean, there's probably a big difference. I just don't feel it
Mm,
because I just feel like such a normal, like everybody else. Like
yeah.
I really do, and I keep bringing that up that I'm really just one of y'all, but I really am just one of
Mm.
y'all, just a little bit older. But I think just appreciating like different era for what they are at the time is just great, and I just love how fast it moves, especially like right now. Like, I mean, we've seen like four different underground eras in like 2 years, which is even crazy to say. But I appreciate all of them, bro.
Mm.
And like I said, like just staying with it, and I just think it's cool to see
Mm.
like where everybody's at, like, always, and just and I love the idea of new artists emerging every day.
And so like more specifically, I guess like what's it like you were really early with like a lot of the opium with Destroy Lonely and Ken Carson. Like what's it like now like
Mhm.
being able to directly like see even yourself like your relationship with them, you seeing yourself, seeing how they've evolved, just everything with that.
It's fucking insane, and I'm so happy of where they're at right
Mm.
now. Especially Lone because me and Lone were like much cooler, especially like the first time. I mean, he was I don't know if like most people know, but my first interview ever with an artist was with Destroy
Mm.
Lonely, and he was just really cool. Every time I've talked to him multiple times, like since that, and he's always just been really nice and like super
Mm.
cool, and just he's one of those guys too where you feel like he's just a normal guy also.
Mm.
He don't carry himself like this cocky, superstar. You know what I mean? Like you can literally like I'm telling you right now, bro. Like I was really talking to Loman about just random
Yeah.
shit, and we were just eating fruit snacks and smoking a blunt. Now, like he's just a normal guy. So I think just seeing where they've came from and like seeing them become these major superstars now is just really cool to
Mm.
see. Especially just being at those shows in the past
Yeah.
also. You know what I mean? Seeing Lone, perform at Catch One, seeing Ken perform in like 150 cap venues, and then seeing them like sell out
Yeah.
all their tours, and now they're about to be at Coachella. Like it's fucking wild.
And how would you say your like perspective just in general on like these like concerts and like the like I guess more specifically like with concerts like going from like attendee to like more of like the background stuff, like perspectives and like appreciation you have for like a lot of the stuff behind the scenes.
Man, there's a it's I mean like I think now it's cooler now that I'm like actually part of the media. You get to go backstage and you get to go see
Mm.
what goes on before they come out and stuff. So you get a whole crazy perspective. And, I mean, and like I said, like I said like before, like Lone is just super normal and stuff, and like
Yeah.
you get to see that with other artists too, because a lot of these artists really are just normal people kicking it in the back, and like they don't really, they're not really extra.
Mm.
And I think I don't know. I do kind of miss like the mystery of like man, like what's going on back there. Like even just being as a fan, just like waiting in those
Mm.
pits. I do kind of miss those days. There are times where I'm just like, damn, like I kind of wish I was like 15 again, like waiting
Yeah.
in those mosh pits and just starting those mosh pits and going
Mm.
crazy. I kind of do miss things, but yeah.
Is there ever any plans or considerations of going in masked or doing like an anonymous moshing?
Man, I don't know. I really can't keep up with these kids anymore, bro. These kids are crazy, and I just feel like I lived through that time in my life because, like I said, bro,
Mm-hmm.
I've been going to concerts for years, and and literally every concert I've been to in the past, I was in the pit. Like I was never just in a seat. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And so I think that time of my life is over. There are times where I will go in the pit on some fun
Yeah.
shit because sometimes kids be like telling me like, "Emwell, get in here," and I'm just like, "Whatever, fuck it." And so there are times where I kind of just where I'll just do it, but I think those days are
Mm.
over, sadly.
Well, other than that, is there any other like avenues that you're looking to like expand yourself into, or like stuff you're like wanting to try new? Like any other skills you're trying to pick up now?
I'm trying to think. I mean, like I said, I think at the beginning of my interview, I was talking about, hopefully being in movies and TV
Mm,
shows and shit. I mean, I really do want to start like acting a little
mm,
bit more. I mean, I gotta get my stock and cloud up a little bit higher so people can start featuring me and
mm,
shit. But, I just want to be me
yeah,
on a show and just have a good time. And then I don't know what else am I trying to do? I'm just trying to be an overall
yeah.
personality also, and then I'm trying to expand in that way, trying to be more of an overall personality. I love being in the underground. I love being, this underground creative, but I eventually do want to, start expanding to, um, athletes,
Mm.
influencers, and just random celebrities too. But I mean, but I'm gonna keep riding out with the underground for now.
So are those like other other avenues like you want to incorporate them into like the well, and also like maybe not into like OGM
Yes.
direct, a subsect of OGM, maybe not as much OGM directly in some way, because I know the M stands for music.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, media.
Oh yeah, I guess that's an
Oh
easy
yeah,
fix.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I've been bringing that up to
Hmm.
them, but yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to, and yeah, even outside of OGM, I'm for sure
Yeah.
trying to expand too. I mean, I'm kind of just writing out this show and just, I think it depends on the
Hmm.
success, which is doing really well right now. So I'm kind of just, gonna play it by ear.
And with OGM, outside of like the interviews, I feel like there's a lot of people who just don't know like what you're involved with and like what you do. So like outside of like the interview stuff, like I mean, what do you do with OGM, or like what's your involvement with like the whole process of getting the videos up?
Yeah, I mean, so specifically with my videos, I'm like very much involved. I mean, I literally, I mean, there's shit. I mean, there's days where I'm really just sitting with my editor at his place and we're editing, and I'm watching him edit the shit. And I'm giving him notes too as we go as he edits, and I sit down with him to like, and that's literally what we did last night. And then I came over his place today, and we were just trying to finish up this Dom video. And but yeah, I mean, I'm pretty involved with like what the videos are
Mm-hmm.
posted. Like when it comes to my video and shit, I'm always editing with him. Um, like pretty much every video you've seen on the OGM channel, chances are I was at his place at like 4 in the morning, like trying to get that done.
Mm. And so I know you typically start your interviews with it, but well, I'd say it's been a pretty fun time interviewing you. Just wanted to thank you for hopping on. Only got
Of
only got
course.
one viewer, so I
Oh
don't think we're
yeah.
gonna be doing guest questions, but for the love of interviews,
Nah, bro, you're
let's see if anyone if they want to ask whoever's on Twitch. Give you like a few
oh
seconds.
shit, you're on too. Hell,
Appreciate the loyalty.
bro,
Pretty sure that's G or
of
GW.
course,
Okay, well, looks like no guest
Diego.
questions. So, just want to thank you again for hopping on. Hope you have a great night and appreciate everything.
Dude, of course. Dude, and like anytime you want me on, bro, just
Hmm.
let me know.
Okay, and again, final message to the world to chat, let everyone leave with something.
Fuck the industry. Y'all run the culture. Y'all matter. Y'all run this shit. And that's it. Yeah, and keep being yourself. Um, yeah. I don't know what else to say. I feel like people ask me that question, and it's for every time. But
Yeah.
man, keep being you. The industry, bro. Like y'all run this shit. The kids, the youth. Y'all are the future. Y'all are the now. Like, everything else that's in the past, washed up. But you here.
Okay, perfect. Thank y'all, and I hope